Thanks, Ina, for joining us today. We're here in the multiverse event. We've got all of these people in front of us watching. So it is live, and I just want to make sure that you understand that before we go forward. Everybody has joined us in virtual reality today to watch this. So thank you, everybody, for coming. This is amazing. And Ina, can you introduce yourself and your company just a little bit?
Absolutely, Jay. Well, thanks so much for the invitation. It's great to see everyone here in the virtual reality world. It's absolutely new adventure, I think, for all of us, and it looks absolutely amazing. My name is Dr. Ina Armstrong, and I'm with Clever Books. And we are the company who is working in the field of augmented reality. So we can maybe later talk about the difference, what the VR is and what AR is, but certainly we have been working in the AR field for over 5 years and with a Dublin-based company. And our main purpose is to bring immersive, innovative technology to the classroom, where primary school teachers can benefit from the use of this technology and really inspire students to want to learn, to bring something absolutely exciting and bring a tool in the classroom that is extremely easy to use, but it's extremely effective at the same time.
That's amazing. So this augmented reality, that's for K through 8, you said primary? Roughly K through 8 or around that?
We work quite a lot with schools all the way from kindergarten to grade 6. The solution is widely used at the elementary or primary stage, but we do have a lot of schools also that use it in the middle school, not much in the high school because of the content that is currently available.
Great. Well, tell me a little bit more about a case study, a school that you've used this in, and some exciting outcomes for that school.
Absolutely. Well, let me show you what it is, I guess, first.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Let's let people know how it looks.
Okay. All right.
So
all right. That sounds great.
Let me share my screen, and I would just play extremely short video to you so you can see how with augmented reality technology, you can really bring subjects to life. So this is a very short demonstration, which is a world map, just a regular world map. But once you point the camera of your mobile device toward it, it comes to life.
So if I'm looking at this right now, I'm in a classroom and I have my Chromebook or I have my phone, and that brings up the world or the subject matter that the teacher has started the class with, right?
Absolutely. It depends on what devices you use augmented reality. So the real augmentation and the experience that where students can have the subjects pop up or the objects, it comes from the mobile devices. But we also have the 3D learning environments that students can explore and in which they can create and co-create and interact, which is available also in a web-based interface, meaning that students can join in on their laptops or Chromebooks or personal computers, and then they will be working in a 3D modeling environment.
Okay, great. So I want to just touch on that a little bit more on the teacher-student interaction. So teachers look at some of these subject matters and can plan their lesson with this AR as an activity and run a class in the physical space, right? So I've got 25 kids in front of me. I'm the teacher and I'm running this AR class, right?
Absolutely. And the beauty of it, I know you asked for the case studies and example, we'll blend it to this question as well now. So the beauty of it, that augmented reality can be used not only in class, but also in the remote settings. And, you know, unfortunately, we're still facing the situation where some of the schools are on and off periodically. So that's why it's actually a great teaching tool. So as an example, we have a number of schools where usually it's about 50 15 to 20 students in international schools in Europe and outside as well, where the teacher makes a decision of what a subject they would like to present. And usually augmented reality is used to demonstrate abstract objects that are quite difficult for students to understand. For example, geometry. And obviously you can bring the figures and the shapes to life with augmented reality. And then the students can better understand 3D, 2D dimensions and talk about fractions, etc. And in this case, the teacher can have all the class in front of them, because augmented reality sometimes is available with markers, which is a base where a picture where you point the camera at. Some of the solutions are currently available. They're called markerless. You don't need a marker. You just pick up your mobile device, and then you will still have this augmentation without having anything to point it at. And then the students will be asked to perform specific tasks. Obviously, the teacher would have to plan the lesson activity. Some of the teachers we have who completely devote the whole lesson to just working in the augmented classroom. It's one of our solutions. Other teachers make a decision to combine traditional teaching techniques and methods with augmented reality experience. So, for example, you can teach geography and you could show students to let them learn about different continents in a traditional way, where you show them the globe or a regular world map, and then they have to perform specific tasks. But nowadays, the teachers can literally create a different activity to teach about the same thing. They don't have to add on augmented reality as an additional technology. They can just change the way they used to present. And now they can talk about the same subjects, but from a different perspective, which is more exciting, more engaging for students. So that's what usually we hear from teachers when they say that we want to use augmented reality as a solution where all the students in the class can simultaneously join in specific activity, where the teacher is a facilitator of the content that's coming out to the students. And then the teacher has a specific lesson structure of how they want to integrate it as part of the activity. And the students have the opportunity to perform the task in a very fun and engaging environment.
Okay, so just to recap, I'm a school, elementary school, and I want my teachers to start using this. And we sign up. You can sign up with VEDX here. Clever Books is a partner with VEDX, so either one, contact either one of us. But what I want to understand is, so then the school gets a site license, right? For
Absolutely.
the technology.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about what it is, actually, because we talked about augmented reality as technology, but there are a lot of solutions available. So our listeners need to understand what is it that we're talking about, actually.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. Tell me more about that.
I'm gonna again share the screen very quickly, show you in regards to what the solution is, and then we can a little bit more talk about the differentiation between how augmented reality technology actually started to be used, and so what was available, and how it evolved over the years, and how it's used currently in class activities.
Great.
So you can see that this is the main page, and as Jay said, you're very welcome to contact VEDX for any further information, or you can come to us and we'll talk about specific promo codes that we'll be offering to you today. So if you have any questions, do let us know. We'll be glad to help.
And all of you watching right now, when you turn around there in the multiverse, you will see a door with the Clever Books logo on it, and you're going to go through there, and there's actually an inquiry form that you can fill out inside of that room, and one of our representatives will be behind the counseling desk in there to chat with you more too. So anyway, continue on. Just
Absolutely not a problem. So Clever Books is known for offering augmented reality resources, and the most comprehensive solution where you can explore, create, and collaborate in a simultaneous multiplayer environment is Augmented Classroom. This has been launched based on the feedback of over 700 or 800 educators that we had. And it combines the features where the teacher becomes a facilitator to all the activities that could be assigned using the content which is part of Augmented Classroom. It can also be used in the web-based interface, laptops, desktop, Chromebooks, where you have the 3D modeling experience, and I'll show you how that works just in a second. Or it could be used in a web-based, in the mobile version interface, where you have subjects popping up and the students can manipulate with it, and there are no additional hardware needed apart from the mobile device. Or those could also be used on touch boards where the teacher can manipulate and again showcase to the students in front of the class the 3D experience on a specific topic. And the whole pedagogical concept of specifically Augmented Classroom is that where students can explore pre-designed content depending on the subject, where they can create and co-create augmented reality environments together in teams, and where they can collaborate and perform specific tasks or gamification activities and really work in teams. So we talk about blended learning, we talk about personalized learning, that maybe sometimes with students in the class not well performing, they can get in this environment and they can feel quite comfortable and they can feel they can concentrate, they can complete the tasks within the given time. So that's what we see, that's the difference between the traditional activities and the digital learning environment.
I have a question on this, even outside of the classroom. I have lots of questions, but two questions. One, outside of the formal classroom, is this being used in after-school activities, for a club or something that the teacher is running after school for the students, extracurricular at this point?
That's a great question. And yes, we have quite a lot of after-school clubs, STEM clubs are absolutely in love with the solution because you can teach math, engineering, and other activities. And basically it provides the opportunity to students in small groups to interact with the solution as well and have this different perspective on a specific subject.
Okay, and then another question, and I know we've talked about this before, but as far as remote learning, can this be used as long as a teacher facilitates, they can then do a remote class too with this AR tablet/phone devices, right?
Absolutely. And I would actually demonstrate you how that works so you can better understand how the teacher can facilitate the lesson in the remote settings. So you can see that once you logged in the Augmented Classroom account, you have augmented reality apps. This is the content that is currently available on different topics. And you can click on different subjects, and you have the opportunity either create the interactive class in the mobile version where students can launch the app from their mobile device and join the class, or in a web-based interface. And so one of the examples when we talk about the web-based interface is that the teacher would be able to begin the class, share a link or a code. You can see also the solution is multilingual. So when the teacher will click the join the class or begin the class, there would be a code that is distributed to students, and the student just simply would launch the app related to the subject. They will input this code and they will be already in the classroom waiting to begin the lesson. So you can see students don't have to create any accounts and they're just joining anonymously through the code. The same applies via the link. The teacher can copy the link and distribute it to students. And once the students clicked on the link, they will be able to perform the activity.
So many of our viewers here today are probably individuals and half teachers, but a lot students and maybe some parents. how does a student or parent then interact with Cleverbooks? This is all facilitated by a school. So do you have any current kind of open online schools using Cleverbooks yet?
Absolutely. We have a large community of educators who are using Augmented Classroom, and we're quite active on Twitter. So usually when the schools are interested to post something, they post it and they tag Cleverbooks. And we also have quite a lot of testimonials and recommendations on our main site, cleverbooks.eu, because Augmented Classroom is specifically designed for educators and for also homeschool educators who are interested to teach their students, their kids in a very different manner, let's say non-traditional manner. But if we talk about parents, we do have traditional augmented reality applications that work with a physical product, like you've seen at the beginning, just a regular world map that works together with the apps. And then the parents could purchase this map for their own kids and have them interact with it. So that is available on our main website of cleverbooks.eu.
Okay, great. That's great. And then if you are a student watching, you should go to your teacher that you would love to see augmented reality and tell them all about it and say, wow, can our school get this? And I think, that's where we apply to everybody watching here, is that, we want everybody, if you're just a student, go to your school and tell them to get this. If you're a teacher, please inquire with us in the room right behind you, in that waiting room, and we can tell you a little bit more about that. When we're thinking about sort of the future of elementary education, interactivity, Generation Alpha, all of this that's happening for media consumption, where do you see Cleverbooks going, number one? And number two, tell me a little bit about the extensiveness of your library in that discussion.
Absolutely. So if we talk about the consumption of the content, you're absolutely right. Nowadays, because there's so much digital media available, kids usually consume quite a lot of content. And that's why one of our visions is to provide an opportunity where students can create, co-create, and have really quality screen time. Doesn't matter if it's in class or in home settings. And I will demonstrate you on how that would look like for students. So bear with me for a second. Can you see? You should be able to see two of my screens. I mentioned to you that if you copy the link as a teacher and share it with students, then the student just clicks on it and he will automatically enter the classroom. You can see on the right-hand side the student screen, and on the left-hand side the teacher screen. The student will be asked to enter their nickname and join the activity once the teacher has provided this opportunity. So the teacher sees that there's one person connected, and then choosing activity for students, the teacher begins the class. You can see that everything is happening automatically. And now the teacher can give the different directions in terms of how students can interact. As one of the examples, exploring Africa from a perspective of water animals, zooming in, zooming out, learning about different animals. Or let's talk about heritage, for example, and explore different things there. But that's how usually the interactivity part works. And we were also talking about creating. So this is the consumption of the content, but it has academic value. But if we talk about the creative part, students actually have the opportunity to develop their design thinking skills, because augmented reality technology is the technology that is the future. It's already used widely in businesses, and when current students will actually join the workforce, they would be one way or the other interacting with the same type of technology. So when we talk about bringing such technology to educational landscape at primary level, we talk about providing the students an opportunity to know that these technologies exist and that they have the opportunity to learn how to use it correctly. So this is one of the examples. You can see that on the left-hand side, as a teacher, I began the class and I asked my students to join in. And now together we can create different environments by just dragging and dropping different objects that are currently in the library. I can do it either from one account or as a student, I can do the same thing, and you can see that it mirrors. So if you have 10 students working on the same projects, it's happening simultaneously. So that's where we talk about developing the collaboration skills, critical thinking skills, and design thinking skills. And so in terms of the bigger vision of Clever Books is definitely provide an opportunity for a teacher to have an easy to use tool where they can inspire and empower students during the lesson activities, and for students to have that opportunity to develop the necessary skills that they will need for the future workforce.
Huh, really interesting. And I'm going to ask you kind of a market question. Feel free, you don't have to answer it, but it just makes me think about so much publishers. Has a publisher said, wow, this is great stuff for primary? And obviously there's a lot of teachers out there still using traditional print textbooks, and that will continue. But I think of the future as a tech book, right? Like you open up the pages, and then there's a QR code that you scan, and you go into the activity that is live with the teacher's login. I mean, that way you start mixing that print and that AR together. Any information you can share on that, or any
I actually can tell you that back in 2018, myself and the CEO of Clever Books, Dr. Daria Gorina, we were invited to International Book Fair in United Arab Emirates, and we were actually doing presentation to publishers in regards to on how to integrate augmented reality and really excel in educational publishing industry. So and talk about it, how many years ago that was. But it's interesting how the publishing industry evolved, and there are lots of educational content and the books that are coming out now, maybe with a simplified version of augmented reality, where you don't have interaction, like I've shown you, the co-creation or collaboration or design thinking opportunities, but it's more where the picture will just pop up from the page, etc. Yeah. But the concept is there, it is already integrated, and I think publishing industry also has to comply with the industry.
Catch up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, really interesting. Tell me a little bit more about your content library. How many assets do you have, lessons, and if a teacher create a lesson and then store it in your space?
I think that's what, again, rather than talking about it, I would prefer to show it.
Okay, sure.
Let me just share my screen. So you can see that once you logged into Augmented Classroom, there is a list of applications that are currently available. We talk about the geography, but really the content as part of it is could be used for a little bit of history, biology, and really when we talk about primary, during the class, during the school time, the teacher facilitates different activities anywhere within the same class. We talk about math, space, and engineering. We're trying to cover the STEM subjects. At the same time, there are interactive quizzes, creative opportunities, and there are a few more new apps coming up. You're the first ones to know about them probably within the next few weeks. So quite an exciting times. And if we talk about the library, we actually have a whole library of activity plans, because many teachers are very creative and they love to, they take the tool and they're ready to explore themselves and just, have already ideas on how to integrate this part of the curriculum. Other teachers are not quite sure because they're new to the digital technology or maybe not as comfortable as others. So we actually have a full library of activity plans with suggestions on how one or other applications could be used. And they're all created by teachers from different countries.
Oh, very neat. So this, I mean, this is a co-collaboration of teachers and
Absolutely. Our main goal is to create the experience exchange between educators in different parts of the world, because we are here with the same one single goal, is to help students learn. And it's wonderful to see when an activity plan created by a teacher from the States is used by a teacher in an international school on the other side of the world in Hong Kong, and vice versa. So, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for teachers to connect, at the same time also to share their knowledge and their experience and the way they're teaching, and empower each other. I think that's another option.
Very, very neat, very innovative. It's exciting to see this come out for primary education. And is there anything, as we near the end of the interview time here, is there anything that I haven't asked that we should be telling our viewers here in front of us?
I think we need to talk about curriculum alignment, because that's one of the biggest questions that teachers ask. Okay, that's wonderful, it's shiny, it's cool, innovative, but how do you actually integrate that to my curriculum? And one of the points I mentioned is not about adding on additional technology. It applies also to virtual reality. It's replacing the traditional way of teaching with a more innovative way to present specific content. And of course, it has to be pedagogical value of the solution. So what we've done, we've worked in collaboration with global educators from different countries, and we've created the curriculum alignment to multiple curriculums. And it matches the main standards. And it provides an opportunity for a teacher very quickly to see, okay, I'm teaching grade 6, for example, history or social studies. I would like to teach about forest life, and I would like to use the Create app from Augmented Classroom. So they have a direct link to activity plan that they can print, distribute, and then build on that. So this is one of the examples. And again, probably it applies to all the other solutions that teachers need to see that there is very easy to use tool, but at the same time, they see that it has the relevance to the curriculum, what they're teaching, and they have to very quickly understand, how can I use that in my class, and how can students actually benefit from it? Because at the end of the day, the reason for using digital technology is that to provide students with faster learning curve and better academic results. So, and if teacher sees that bring augmented reality technology like Augmented Classroom to their teaching can provide an opportunity for students, for example, with ADHD or any other disabilities or learning difficulties, an opportunity to learn faster, concentrate for longer, complete the tasks, or feel inclusive in their classroom, because now they're interacting with the environment where they can actually do the same as the mainstream students. I think that's a great achievement. And having those light bulbs, going over kids' heads saying, yeah, I got it now because I saw it in 3D. So that's probably the wonderful thing to see, a great reward.
Excellent. Well, anything else? Any other questions I'm missing? All right, did we cover a lot of that?
I think that's really it. And I mean, we talked about the benefits that it could be used in class, remote settings. I've shown you how you can use it on different devices. So it doesn't matter which kind of devices your district or school has. You always can find an option on how to showcase either 3D learning experience to students or the real augmented reality environments.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're very busy, global company, distributing augmented reality around the world at primary schools. Now, for all of you watching right now, if you, again, in virtual reality, if you go back behind you in multiverse, you'll see a Cleverbooks waiting room. There's more information on them there. There's an inquiry form, and a live representative will be sitting in there, myself, after this interview. So you can come chat with me, or if you want to go there right now, there's somebody there in that room waiting for you. Now,
and there will be a special promo code waiting for them as well.
That's what I was. Same thing. I was like, and if you enter in the promo code VEDX, if you inquire directly on Cleverbooks, then we can talk to you more about what that looks like. And of course, there's a promotional part of that.
Absolutely.
So definitely enter in that promo code. And
the link will be sent will be available in that room. So people don't have to memorize it now.
Yep, or you can go to the vedx.io website and inquire there, and you'll get the same promotional prices if you went onto their website, same difference. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. Have a great day, and join us every 2 weeks here in the multiverse for an educational event. vedX stands for Virtual Education Exploration. So have a good day, everybody. Explore the multiverse. Make sure to get your apartment over in the Infiniverse, and we'll chat more. Okay, thank you, Ina.
Fantastic. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.